Hey everybody, this is SPC Playingfield, and in this video, I'm going to be doing something I've never done before. Initially, when I started my channel, I was going more toward doing computer kind of videos rather than just EAS and game shows. However, now I'm finally bringing computer stuff to my channel, starting with this video here. So, in this video, I was going through the closet in the den, and I had actually came across this incredible collection of CDs. And these are DeVry University copies of Windows. So this here is a DeVry University copy of Windows 2000. So I'll show you all the CDs. This is the DeVry University copy of Windows 2000. That was at a time when Microsoft was still doing separate professional and consumer editions, because as of this time, Microsoft was doing Windows 2000 for businesses, and at the time the consumer release was Windows Me, or Millennium Edition, which actually did not last long, as it would be surpassed by Windows XP about a year later. But anyway, let's continue through the CDs. This is the Windows Server 2000 Diagnostic, or Windows 2000 Server. That's disc 2. And this is Service Pack 2 for Windows 2000 Server. And we are going to be installing all of these disks. And then after we install the OS here, I found two other disks. This is Photoshop 5.5, and this is Dreamweaver and Fireworks. And then there are some other CDs as well. This is Visio Professional 2002. I suppose this is for use with the systems. This is Front Page 2002. This is Office Professional 2000. That's disc 1. There are 3 discs, so that's disc 1. Here is disc number 2. And then after that is the Premium, which is... And then after that is the Premium, which is disc 3. Let me pick up all the discs and put them back in order. And then we have Project 2000. And then finally we have Microsoft Visual Studio 6. And then finally we have Microsoft Visual Studio 6. This actually came in a 12-disc pack. It's incredible. I'm not sure how we were able to acquire these DeVry University discs, but it's going to be quite interesting what these are going to look like. So let's go and switch over to my computer now. We'll actually show these in action. Okay, so now we are actually going to be installing these CDs, or rather this entire operating system. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to put in disk 1. I'm not sure if it's going to require all 3 discs. Man, these discs are pretty old because these were produced in 2001. So I'm assuming by this time, DeVry University was going over to... They were already moving their systems over from Windows NT. I'm assuming they were using NT 4.0 before they made the switch to Windows 2000. All right, we have disk 1, so we're going to go ahead and start up the machine here. This portion of the setup prepares Windows 2000. We're going to set it up, accept the agreement. So that is Windows NT 4. We are going to delete this partition. This is to confirm. Yep. Go ahead and get rid of it. And there we go. NT4 is gone. So we're going to go ahead and install it. Use NTFS. All right. Time to restart. As you can see, this is just your... the typical Windows 2000 boot screen. Nothing has changed here. No additional branding. And now we move into the second portion of the setup. Welcome to Windows 2000. We are going to continue Alright, so now here is where we set our region. And of course, everything is correct. Go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and register this under the name of my channel because I like to do it. And we're going to place it under, because this is a DeVry University copy, why don't we go ahead and put it under DeVry University? Why don't we do that? Alright, now here is the part where it asks for the product key. It has already put in a computer name for us. I do not know how Windows 2000 creates the name. I believe Windows 2000 creates a computer name based on the organization or domain you choose. We're going to skip the administrator password. Again, we have to verify the date settings. That is not Pacific time. We have set it for Central Time. And next. And now this is where Windows 2000 finishes its initial portion of the setup. The Windows 2000 setup is done. So I'm going to go ahead and take the CD out. And we will let it restart one more time. The network identification wizard, I'm just going to go ahead and skip that one. And of course we have the built-in administrator account. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We have installed this DeVry University copy of Windows 2000, but so far it looks like nothing has been set. Well, we're not going to get any of the exciting screens or anything because right now there is no display driver. It looks like nothing of the kind has been added. So this isn't a DeVry University copy specifically. I think it's just that all the DeVry stuff has to get carried over on the network. You know, all the DeVry branding and all that stuff. This is just a typical installation of Windows 2000, but rather what I think this is it's not really a DeVry University copy at all. This is just your typical installation of Windows 2000. Well, this is just very interesting. So, yeah, nothing exciting about this one. So, you know what? Why don't we actually install the other DeVry software on that Windows 2000 virtual machine that I have? So, let's switch over to that, and we'll see what we can do with that. We'll see what we can do there.
Foreground window.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had the narrator on last time. Here, let me exit the thing. Okay, now we're going to move on to Microsoft Office 2000, which was the software that, of course, the server provided. That's interesting. And, of course, that's the name. It has already put the information in for us. Because, I mean, it's using all the credentials. We're just going to skip the initials, but, of course, we are going to put in the product key for this software. And setup completed successfully. We didn't even need like a disk 2 or anything. That's interesting. But anyway, I had finally found it said SR1, so I think it is like package 1. Well, let's see what's in the other discs. Let's take a look at disk 2 and see what's on this one. Let's see what's on disk 2. Because disk 1 is the installation media. So let's see what disk 2 contains. So disk 2 requires the same information. So I suppose if you want to get all of the Office stuff, you have to, and see, now we have the Office things. Now we have all the Office apps installed. But disk 2, I think, gives additional functionality. And again, we're going to accept the agreement and install the second disk. Alright, so there is disk 2. And I suppose these are like extensions to the program. So what that just added was the small business stuff. We are nearly done with Microsoft Office because now we have one more CD to install. This is disk number 3, and I believe this is for all of the premium stuff. So if I show you again here, this is everything that's been installed so far. These are all the tools. This is the Business Manager. Oh, so this here is Office 2000 Service Pack 2. And we're going to run the standard. Put them in Documents and Settings. Just go ahead and throw them in there. Alright, so what it's doing now is it's extracting the installation for the second service pack. So that premium is Service Pack 2 of this program. Alright, so now we're going to go to Documents and Settings, where we will find the update file. Yes, install the service pack. The feature you are using is on a CD-ROM. Please insert the Windows Office 2000 pack and just hit OK. Or does it actually want us to insert disk 1? Data 1 MSI. Okay, so what I think it's actually looking for is it's actually looking for disk 1. So I think that's what it needs. It needs disk 1. So let's try putting in disk 1 because this is what we used to initially install the program. So I think we tried that. Alright, so we'll take out disk 3. We'll put back in disk 1, and we will see how far we get this time. So, just put in the installer for Office Pro. Alright, we're going to go ahead and try this again now. We'll hit OK. Yep, there we go. So I just needed to insert disk 1, and it is now going through all of its stuff. It is now updating the Office tools to Service Pack 2. Is updating all the Office tools to Service Pack 2. And now, at this point, we do not need disk 3. And there we go. That is it. Service Pack 2 has been installed. Alright, so that takes care of Microsoft Office. Now, we are going to move on to Microsoft Front Page 2002. I don't know if this was included in Office Pro. It was not included, so I suppose this is a separate thing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, but we are now going to install Microsoft Front Page 2002, which is the website creation program. It's a website creator. Long before we had Google Sites, this is long before we had all those other website creation programs and services out there. This is what we use to create. Websites. We're going to do the complete installation. And there we go. Front page has been installed. So we are done with that CD. So if we look now, we have front page right here. Okay. We're nearing the end of the Office stuff. So next up is Microsoft Visio Professional. Now I'm sure Microsoft cut support for that thing a long time ago, so... What the heck happened with the orientation on that? Alright, so again, everything is being taken from the OS, so now we just put in the key. This is Visio Professional. Next, we're going to go ahead and install the program. Alright, done with Visio. And looking at the start menu now, we will see it right down there. Now we're really starting to turn this into a university installation, as if this was installed at the university. Next up is Microsoft Project 2000. We're going to install the program. This is SR1. And now we need the key for the program. Accept the terms. We are going to install. Well, that setup finished so fast. And then here is the Microsoft Project Central, which is also included in this program. And I'm sure that's what that toolbar up there is for. And project is right here on the start menu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We've got the big one coming up. This is Microsoft Visual Studio 6. This comes in an incredibly massive 12-disc pack. I don't know if it is going to require us to install all 4, but what these discs actually are, I think it may require 2 out of the 12 for the installation. And then the other 12 include the other stuff. The basic, C++, Fox Pro, InterDev, J++, MSDN. Well, 2 are MSDN. MSDE, Win 2000 Readiness. And then the one is for WinNT4. I don't know if we're going to need them all, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I accept the terms. Please enter the product ID number, which I don't think is included in this set. I think we could just, yeah, we could just skip it. We can go ahead and update that thing anyway. So it's installing Microsoft. Unable to install. Access is denied. And so, alright, so now the installation will need to restart the system before we can continue. We are going to install, we're going to install the Visual Studio. Starting setup. This is the professional installation. Continue. That is correct, so we're going to keep that in mind, even though I probably might not need to later on. We are going to go ahead and start the installation. This is everything. So we're going to install the graphics too. We're going to register the variables. All right. So it's going to do some final checks, and then it will begin the installation.
Has installed a Visual C program group and will install the files from the Visual CC. See that for more information. And that is what we're going to be installing. You need to restart Windows. Alright, well, here we go again. And then we're going to take a look at disk 2. We're going to see what's on there. Alright. Now, I don't want to take disk 1 out of the drive just yet, because I don't know if it's going to ask us for disk 2. And it says, the developer network library contains all the samples, you must install the library. To install, insert the CD, which we have. So we're going to insert the CD. MSDN here is disk 8 in this pack. Out goes disk 1, and in goes disk 8. We're going to go ahead and install that pack, so we're going to hit next. And it said it was going to place an icon on the desktop. Alright, continue on. That's the ID. It was supposed to install a C++ component, but it didn't put it on the desktop for some reason. We're going to do the complete installation. Alright, now here's the part I was expecting. I was expecting it to ask me for disk 9 of MSDN. We're going to go ahead and insert that now. So out goes disk number 8. In goes disk 9. Alright, the MSDN setup is complete. We're going to go ahead and install the Install Shield 2. Locate Visual Disk 1. Okay. Okay, so we need Disk 1 again. Disk 8. Disk 1. Install Shield Software Corporation. You know, this was the time when Install Shield was the main way of, the main engine of installing programs back in the day. Many programs have their own installation engine, where they have all the files and they just copy them over and then it's ready to use. Yes, I agree to all the terms. We're going to do the typical installation and we are ready to install. That is done. Alright, we'll move on to the next. Back office installation. Now here's where it wants disk 2. Disk 1 is not needed anymore. Now go ahead and throw it in the back. Disk 2. We're going to do the complete installation. Yes. Yep, I'm ready for all those stuff. Yep. And now it's installing. The remote machine debugging failed, but we don't need to worry about that. But that is okay because everything almost completed. We got to reboot for the third time. Not sure how much longer we're going to be able to go in terms of these reboots, but we still have a bunch of CDs to go. Alright, let's log back in and continue on. And now we are going to do back office. This came up before it even loaded Explorer. Oh yeah, this is the same thing we just did. So we don't need to do any of these because, well, no, we're going to skip the reboot. Post the acceptor 2. Let's skip all that stuff and just, let's just go on to the next one. We're not going to register. And that's it. So I'm not gonna keep going with the back office thing because that's just gonna take a while and we're probably not gonna be able to get through all this. But you know what? That's okay. All right. Now we're gonna take a look at Disk 3 of Visual Studio. Has detected a potentially conflicting version. Yes. Oh, did it install C++ already? I think it installed C++ already. Oh, must have installed everything already. It must have installed everything already. So I guess these are for individual components if you want to add those into Visual Basic later on. So we have C++, we have Fox Pro, we have InterDev. However, the only thing missing is J++. So I suppose this is for Java. I can tell by the letter this is probably going to be related to Java. But let's see what actually happens here. Okay. Visual J++. Yes, I accept. Install. MSDE, Win 2000 Readiness, and NT4, the last 3 disks in this set. And then after that, we have all the server stuff. We're going to see what those are. Yes, continue on. I don't need the ID. This is an extremely old product. We're going to go with the typical installation. Unable to install Java packages. Access is denied. You need to restart Windows to complete the installation. All right then. Alright, we are just about done here. So let's see if it's going to ask me for anything else. And we did that already. Yes. We did that already as well. We don't need to register. And alright, that is it for J++. We're nearly at the end of all the CDs in this pack. That is disk 7. Next up is MSDE. We're going to see what this is about. So let's see what MSDE is about. SQL Server Developer Edition. Alright, we're going to go ahead and install.
Looks like these only work with NT4. So now we've made it to the final disk, disk 11, which is the Windows 2000 Readiness CD. This is the Visual Basic 6 Plus Pack. And this is the Getting Started Guide. So this just explains stuff. So what this is here is it's a guide to getting Visual Studio ready for Windows 2000. All right. That is all of the CDs, and I am assuming that Windows Server 2000 is the exact same thing as we have just saw. So, that is pretty much everything. But before we end the video here, let's actually take a quick look at the server CDs, see what they have. So, Service Pack 2. This explains everything about Service Pack 2 being installed for Windows 2000. But we do not need Service Pack 2 because this is Service Pack 4. So it would be just like that Office 2000 Service Pack. And the last one is the Server Diagnostic CD. Let's see what's on here. And this is again a guide on the diagnostic disc. So I assume it kind of is like a boot disk. You know, if you were having problems with you know, if you have like Windows 95, 98, or ME, you could use a boot disk to boot into the operating system to attempt to fix the problems or problem you are having. And so that is it. That is all of the DeVry University issued software that I had came across. And we installed them all in this video. This included Windows 2000 Professional, Microsoft Office 2000, Project 2000, Front Page 2002, Visio Professional 2002, and Microsoft Visual Studio 6. I did try to install Photoshop 5.5, Dreamweaver 3, and Fireworks 3, although unfortunately none of those seemed to work. And so on that note, thank you for watching another SPC Plainfield video, and we will see you in the next one.